All right, so this is my third video on the Healer's Hands skin balm that I make. I developed this, as I said in previous videos, for cupping and body work during Chinese medicine or acupuncture sessions. Anyway, in the previous videos, I give you a little intro on it, and then I tell you about the chief herb. In this one, the third one, I'm going to tell you about the deputy. I love this herb. It is Huang Qi in Chinese. Huangqi. It is a root. It is amazing. It is also known in English as astragalus or astragalus, depending on the pronunciation. I really prefer to just say Huang Qi. I find it much easier. It is the chief herb or the primary herb to prevent recurrent miscarriage. Its nature is basically like, you know those bags that you pick, say you get a bundle of avocados at the grocery store, a bag of oranges or something like that. When you pick it up, that mesh bag, it does that same thing through your connective tissue. It grabs you right through the central channel, right through the middle, and it not only lifts you up right through the central channel, right through the middle, it does the same thing through every pore of your body through the connective tissue. It is an amazing herb, and it can be taken in very high amounts, especially if you are using it for preventing miscarriage. The reason I put it in this, or if you have prolapse, post-baby or pre-baby, whatever it is, whether it's uterine prolapse or bladder prolapse, or people have rectal prolapse, whatever it may be, it's low blood flow and weakness in the connective tissues. This herb is king. It can be taken in very high amounts for that, and you can find it all over the place in capsule, or you can buy it in whole herb form and make a tea out of it. It smells wonderful. It's some herbs are just amazing. But the tea, it can be taken up to 120 grams extracted every day to make a very effective anti-prolapse herb. So it's in this formula that I've made in order to help lift infections out of the surface, to tighten and lift the connective tissue layer. It's so amazing. So this is your body lift herb. I'm going to read to you about it now. Huang Qi in the pharmaceutical name is Astragali Radix. Radix means root. In English, this is astragalus root or milk vet root. And the channels entered are lung and spleen. Again, the channels in Chinese medicine are not only the organs themselves. The lung pours out to the skin in Chinese medicine. The spleen corresponds more towards pancreas and mind. So in the Chinese paradigm, spleen, it really is more mind, but it's also in Western so much to do with the connective tissue layers of immune system function and the health of the spleen, which it's very wet, cold, watery easily, especially the more empathetic you are. The more you need movement in the spleen, or the more that you use your mind for data processing. College students have this problem all the time. All right, so lung and spleen, so the channels and the meridians on the body as well as the organs themselves. And I'm going to go into the commentary, and I'm looking at the Materia Medica. That is the third edition of the Chinese Herbal Medicine Materia Medica by Dan Binsky, Stephen Clavey, and Eric Stoger. And in the commentary, sweet and warm, Astragali Radix, Huang Qi, enters the spleen and lung channels to tonify the middle burner qi. The middle burner is the third chakra in the Chinese medicine system, the golden cord. It's where everything comes to meet before it meets the king, before it's converted into usable glycogenated blood to feed the rest of the nutrition to the system. It also raises the yang qi, the masculine aspect of qi, the fiery aspect, to reach the muscle layer and the exterior. This is where I was talking about it's like a whole lift for the whole body out. Stabilizing the protective yang so that it alleviates abnormal sweating due to protective yang qi deficiency. In Western medicine, you could say this loosely corresponds to, or tightly, however you want to look at it, to the movement of fluid through the cerebral spinal fluid, right, of the spine, coming all the way up and zipping up the back of the body through the uppermost yang, the uppermost masculine immune system defense meeting point, and stabilizing it. Like I said, it lifts you right through the middle. It's a marionette string that's so wonderful. Anyway, that's the lifting of there. Because it strongly tonifies the primal qi, it generates blood and fluids. So it's like It's like somebody putting a big overcoat on you. You warm up, it lifts you, and then everything else gets better. That's how it generates blood and fluid, by taking less of the immune system function from being distracted on stabilizing the exterior to keep you from getting cold or flu. And it encourages normal qi to promote the discharge of pus and generate regrowth of flesh. Same thing. It clears out murky, stagnant waters out of the immune system layer, the connective layer, which is between the skin and the muscle here, where all your friends are living and helping clean you up all the time since you're a giant planet. Its warmth reinforces yang, your masculine vitality, the empty fire, its transport and its transformation, enabling fluid metabolism to function normally, thereby facilitating urination and reducing edema. This is an amazing herb to use if you have high blood pressure and you're on a cardio, if you are on a heart and blood pressure medicine, well, same kind of stuff, right? You usually get a retention of excess fluids from turning down the pump of the heart in order to keep you from having a cardiac event and causing fluid to stagnate. This will move it out and not affect your blood pressure. So any of you on heart medications, with blood pressure medications, amazing herb to keep you from feeling tired, because those prescriptions will make you tired. That's just what they do. It's they're designed to save your life. I wouldn't say they're designed to give you quality of life. They're not. They're meant to save your life, and it's up to you to increase the quality. And many people can get off of high blood pressure medications by increasing the quality of their life through such supplements. There's my diatribe on that. Thereby facilitating urination and reducing edema. I read that already. With its strong ascending, rising nature, it raises prolapse and alleviates uncomfortable sensations of dragging downward. It can also stop bleeding. That means it closes up the vessels from vascular leakage, like easy to bruise in the elderly or in the most recently to have given birth, because they're weak as well. The therapeutic effect of this herb varies depending upon whether it is used in prepared or unprepared form. Unprepared, it tends to travel in the exterior level, where it stabilizes the protective qi to stop sweating, eliminates edema, and brings sores and boils to a head in order to allow the discharge of pus. In its prepared form, it tends to travel internally, where it tonifies the qi and raises the yang. The Treasury of Words on the Materia Medica notes that it is an herb that tonifies the lungs, strengthens the spleen, supports the protective qi, your immune system, defense system, to inhibit sweating. It drives out wind and transports toxicity out of the body. This is such a wonderful herb. It's year-round is wonderful to use, but it is amazing during the intro of seasonal allergies or cold and flu when the weather's shifting, because your body's trying to find a new temperature, usually for about 2 weeks, when it gets cold, hot. And if the weather changes every 2 to 3 days while it's trying to decide what to do, then what it does is it destabilizes you, and you can take this to create stability. I love this herb. This is an amazing herb. And like I said, this is the deputy in my topical formula. Thank you.